Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 24 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where today I've got some plans. I've got what I think are some cool plans. So number one, I would like to automate turning kelp into dried kelp. So remember, we need dried kelp for a lot of things in Create, and ultimately having dried kelp fully automated would be cool. So I decided I want to do that. How smart is that? So in addition to that, I want to get my crushing wheel set up today, and then we'll probably wind up taking a little break from Create for a bit so that we can check out some other mods, and then we'll come back to Create in the future when there's more cool things that we want to automate with it. But overall, super fun mod, right? So let's start today with how to turn kelp into dried kelp. Well, we can smelt it in a furnace, but that sounds awfully not creaty. That sounds like vanilla Minecraft. We don't do that here, right? But we could also totally smoke it. That sounds cool. So we can bulk smelt things, smoke things. So there's actually a few things you can do with fans. You can either blast them, which is equivalent to smelting in a furnace. So it turns like any wood into charcoal, and it'll also turn like, you know, sand into glass and a few other things. Then there's haunting, which is cool. No idea what that's all about, but that looks neat. All right, that's cool. And then there's smoking, which is basically like the equivalent of like smoking meats. So like what you would do in a smoker for the most part. But that also is where you get kelp from. And then you can also wash, which is, you know, like we'll wash sand into clay, but only at a 25% chance, among lots and lots of other recipes for washing. So basically all you do to do this is stick a fan behind the appropriate resource. So fans can do a bunch of things. First off, they can push entities around or pull them in based on what direction the things are spinning. Remember I said some machines, the direction matters? This is one of them. So fans will either push or pull depending on their speed and their direction. So it's very important. In addition to that, you can totally set up fire in front of it like lava, and it'll smelt any items that land in front of it. So just place an item in front of it, and the item will smelt. Pretty cool. But in addition to that, so there's like washing, there's smoking, like there's all this other stuff. If items are on one of these dudes, it'll also, you know, get washed. But you can also totally do it with fans or with belts. So that's what I'm going to set up. I'm going to do it with belts. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up to Create Land and get myself a bunch of resources, like some of this and some of this and some of this. And that should be cool, and hopefully enough, but we'll find out if we need more. And I'll bring this guy down with me so that he's ready. Oh, he puts all his stuff away when I do that? Okay, that's fair. That's not unsurprising. It's not unsurprising. Sweet. And we should, of course, as always, take a little nap, because it's bedtime. So what I want to do is I want to run a conveyor from here to here. And that looks cool. Now, with Create, there's ways to get items onto conveyors. And they are called... I know this one. I know this one. The funnel. Yes, funnels are probably the best way to do it. So there's a few ways you can transfer items with Create. There's the chute, which generally speaking transfers items up and down into inventories. Okay. Then there's the funnel, which is basically designed for extracting items from inventories and putting them into inventories depending on what direction the belt is moving. But then also with the funnel, you can put things in the top and spit out the side and that kind of stuff. So normally it'll pull items, you can see like that. So there's different ways you can modify this to do all lots of different things. It's one of those blocks, and this is what I like about Create, where like the same block can be used 6 different ways, right? It's not like, hey, this block does X. It's like, no, this block does A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. There's 6 different things this block can do depending on how you use it, which is, in my opinion, what makes for, you know, really neat stuff. So super cool uses. You can redstone signal it. You can transfer. You can't use it to transfer items between inventories directly. You want to use the chute for that. Okay. Now, if you want to use the brass version of the funnel, you can do more. Andesite funnels can only ever extract single items, where brass funnels can extract up to a full stack, which is cool and good to know. So we might want to use that, and you can adjust, you know, that. You can also use these guys for filtering. So you can like filter which items are allowed in there. So you can set it up so like, hey, you're only allowed to accept emeralds, and then it'll, you know, pull emeralds off the belt, but nothing else. So brass funnels are basically the more advanced version, right? So what we want to get for ourselves is some funnels And it currently occurs to me that I should probably have some of these in my inventory too, so that I can get funnels. So should I get the andesite or the brass? I mean... Oh, we're gonna need more. What do we need? Do we just need dried kelp itself? Yeah, I guess we could pull that off. That's fine. This is fine. What I'm probably gonna do real quick is just manually smelt up. Wow, I accidentally clicked 16 out of there perfectly. Exactly 16. Totally by mistake. Was not counting. Not even a little bit. I'm just saying. Okay. So if we set this up, right, what we'll note is... Now, I don't really want it to do it yet, but I guess if I did it, it wouldn't hurt. Okay. Currently, there's no filter on it. And it'll pull out as many as it can. I can now specify how many I want. I'm going to have it pull out 8 at a time, because if I'm not mistaken, you can totally smelt more than one item in a stack at once. I forget what the amount is, but it's more than not. Okay, now here I'm going to filter dried kelp. Applied filter to brass funnel. Click again to copy the amount, right? So you're allowed to accept as much dried kelp as you want. And what will happen here is now items will not go into the adjacent inventory until it's dried kelp. Now, granted, it's a storage drawer, so if we had pre-staged it with dried kelp and locked it, it would also prevent dried kelp from going in, but I'm mostly demonstrating how Create works right now. So, like, yes, there's other ways to do this. We could have done this with an andesite funnel. Absolutely. I'm doing it my way. See how I get ahead of the comments where people are like, Dyer, there's a better way to do this. Look, sometimes Dyer's a derp, and he doesn't know what he's doing. And sometimes, you know, he a little bit knows what he's doing. But that's pretty, I don't always know what I'm doing. That's fair. It's fair. I really don't. I have no idea. I'm just playing this game. I'm having fun. So we need a propeller, which is going to be... I'm going to want about a dozen of these. So let's snag some more iron out of my keep in stock chest here. Getting low on iron again, because we didn't have a full stack for it. So we want about 12 of these to do that. And you should be good. Cool. Alright, so 3 encased fans. Now, there's another thing I'm going to want from Create here, and I kind of forget what it's called, but I think it's the encased chain drive, which sounds like pretty much what I want. Encased chain drive. That should be cool. I like that plan. Encased chain drives are nice because they allow for a very easy sequence of blocks to be spun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my fans like ish. Okay, and then if I want all 3 of these to be spun, you could do it with just with just a belt. Let's put you in 3x3 mode. So we could just do it with a belt, but an encased chain drive just works that much better. Okay. So let's be prepared to twist this up a little bit. How do I want to handle this? There's a few ways it could be done. Now, I'm hoping that the fire doesn't light the drawers on fire. I hope the oak drawers are not, you know, flammable. I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll see. Now, technically, this could be further back, by the way. I think, you know, it doesn't have to be right up against it. And it might look better if it's not right up against it. We'll see. And there's things we can do for appearance's sake. But let's start with the basics and then go from there. Deal? So let's just do... Maybe a gearbox would probably be the way to do this. So if we did a gearbox... Don't worry, it'll fix itself next time it moves. To here. And then maybe 2 vertical gearboxes. How's that look? Pretty cool? Now notice, standing in front of hot air, not a good idea. It's not a good idea. So what I could do, in theory, is just move this back a little bit. That might be a cool idea. I kind of like that idea, to be honest with you. Maybe I move it back. So if we look at the fans, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or is it 4? Is 4 where it's hurting me? Or 5? Because I want to make sure... See, it pushes entities, right? So if I'm in the 5th slot here, I am kind of getting hurt here. So I think the way to play this is just move these back, right? So from the fans, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're just going to have to make sure that this block space still gets processed on the belt, okay? Cool. So it was here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're saying the fans should go 1 deep into this wall. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the fans should go here. Cool? Maybe? I don't need that chunk of aluminum. I probably do need the coal, though. Don't mind if I do. Always low on some resource. So then we'll encase chain drive this guy over here. Oh, you're already pulsing again? Let me turn you off for a sec. I'll stop him from running for a minute. You know what's funny is I think he's queuing his pulses. I would assume that if it received a pulse what was already moving, it wouldn't go again, but it seems like it does. Which is, I mean, that's kind of neat. I assume you're coming back at some point? Maybe not. Huh. That's funny. Oh, you know what? He got reversed. Yeah, because I put this here. So he's actually reversed right now? Don't worry, he'll get fixed. Yeah, I reversed him. By putting the gearbox there, I reversed the flow of things, and that was a derp. That was a dire derp, as it were. Alright, so then here is where we're going to put our vertical and gearbox setup, so that this... Okay. And now, in theory, that's enough. We're going to have to test it, though. Okay, we're going to have to test it, though. And then what I'll probably wind up doing is putting some kind of, like, barrier up here to prevent me from accidentally walking inside the space. Like glass or something that would just be like, hey, look, there's fire in there. Don't walk in there, Direwolf, because you know Dire will do it given the opportunity, right? Like, let's not pretend that Dire totally wouldn't do that. So, fire here. Okay. And in theory, if I just dropped these on the belt, that might indicate whether it's going to work. Yeah, see the particle effects? I think that means it's working. And if I'm right, it should turn into dried kelp. How cool is that? Huh? Neat, right? It's super cool. So now all we got to do is spin these guys, get them some rotational energy, and we should be good. So what we can do for this is something like this. And use a belt and again, there's 1,000 ways to connect these in different shapes and forms. So that's the opposite of what we want. That's the opposite of helping. That's not ideal. So to fix that, all we got to do is wrench this and put a gearbox there. Gearboxes always reverse the direction of things. So if I do this, now it's going in the opposite direction, right? And now it's going to stop there. It's going to prevent the items from going into the adjacent drawer until it completes the smoking process. How cool is that? Huh? Like, in my opinion, pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is probably put a little bit of a glass border on this. Now, isn't there, like, connected glass? connecting glass. I think I can make that. Give me just a stack of it. Should be cool. All right, sir. I see you, and I was trying to be friendly, but no. If you wanna play that way, nasty skeleton, rip. I was being all nice and not gonna kill him, but now he has angered the dire. He has incurred the wrath. I don't need no obituary. Look at him. He's all bouncy. Got you. Ain't got nothing. Sash, amulet, backpack. I think that's everything. And what'd you drop for me? Some dye, some gold nuggets, I guess? I don't know. I can't even tell. All right, good enough. So yeah, let's make this look nice with connecting glass, which I'm pretty sure should look really good. Yeah, that looks cool. Doesn't that look cool? I might want some smooth stone here, we'll see. But if I encase this... Now, we don't want to put, blocks in the way of the fire. But we can totally put blocks on top of the fire. And that should look good. And then me standing here doesn't cause a problem. Like, if I stand on the belt, I'm probably going to take a little damage. Not even. Oh, nope. No, you do. You do. You totally do. I would like more ender pearls, sure. Since you're offering. Alright, so... Look, he's back. He's just taunting me. He's just taunting me, that Enderman, isn't he? Yeah, I think that looks super cool. And I very much like it. So that I'm going to call a completed system. And that gets me infinite free dried kelp. Right? It's neat, right? I think it's neat. Okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to put in here. So I think it looks good. So now, whenever we need dried kelp, we just come get it. Boom. Now let's set up our crusher. So my crushing wheel, I probably want to put kind of next to this guy. And if I remember correctly, is it 1 block apart? Is he really just like totally trolling me or what? Get over here. Thank you. He really is. He's just like, ha ha ha, direwolf. Ha ha ha. Placing blocks down near me. I'll just tell you, rude. Rude and a half. I don't really need this anymore. I should just void it. Alright, so, crushing wheel. I'm pretty sure I placed them like this. And crushing wheels need to spin into each other. Okay? So the crushing wheel needs to spin into each other. Okay? That's the only direction they can spin. So you have to make sure to set them up in an intelligent way. You know, as demonstrated there. Hey, yeah, that's what we'll do. That's an andesite funnel. We'll try that out. And some belts. Sure. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is put my chain drive in there. And chain drives are not good to use here because they will cause things to have the same rotational direction. So if we put chain drives here, right, I'll just demonstrate this real quick as what not to do. Right, chain drive's bad. And I'll tell you why. Let's get some rotational energy over here. Now that I have a bunch of kelp, I can make a bunch of belts. Now you might be saying to yourself, that kelp doesn't go a long way, but do remember, belts can be more than 1 block. Yeah? Again, 16 different ways to skin this cat. I'm showing you guys many ways to do things. See how they're both spinning the same direction? No good. Ain't gonna work. See? No grindy. No goodness. Nothing happy there. Now, I might want that to be 1 block higher, so we're gonna have to experiment. But I think what we can do is throw a... Don't I have a gearbox? Might be out of gearboxes. I always run out of gearboxes because they're so useful. Let me make more. So what you can totally do, essentially, is have like a gearbox here. And let's remove this chain drive. So this is another way you could do it. Shouldn't that be... Oh, that's a chain drive, that's why. I'm like, shouldn't that be the opposite? Oh, because I put the wrong thing there. See? Now how they're spinning into each other? Quite the difference. And now they get ground up. And we got gravel. Huh? Cool. Super cool. Are there better ways to run this? Absolutely. There's way more efficient ways to do this. I'm just kind of playing. I'm just kind of playing with Create. It's what I like to do. Now, when items drop here, I think... we can have a belt system spit out here. We just need to get some rotational energy into that there belt system. I think technically it doesn't have to end here though, does it? What we could do... Now we're getting convoluted. No, I don't like that. What we probably want to have is something like this. So what we could do, well, you know what we could do. Yeah, that wouldn't be great, because then I would need double belts. Not a fan. There's a few ways to skin this cat, and this is where Create gets interesting. So here's one way we could do it. Is it sloppy? Yeah. Does it work? Yeah. Except that's going the wrong direction. So what do we do to fix it? A gearbox. That works. That works. Right? So let's get a couple andesite funnels here, because I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to want. So andesite funnel. Oh, we're out of dried kelp? Oh, that makes sense. I did put it back when I was done with it, didn't I? Andesite funnel. And then we're going to want a chest or 2. So that goes there. And this andesite funnel goes in here. By the way, I was about to say don't stand on that, and I accidentally step assisted up to it. I was going to walk up to it and say don't stand on this, but then step assist kicked in, and I got stuck on it, and then I died. So don't do that. That's not a good thing to do. Trust me. It's a bad time all around. Also, be really careful. I'm going to actually stop this for a sec. If items go into the crushing wheel that shouldn't be crushed, they get voided. Be aware. So if you're picking up your corpse and you're not sure if all your items are going to fit into your inventory, you've been warned. See? Look. Yeah, that would have been voided if I wasn't careful. That stuff would have been voided if I wasn't careful. You got to be careful. I've warned you. You've been warned. Okay? Questions? Or are we cool? Don't I have 4 things that I wear? Yeah, there's like a magnet ring or something, right? Oh, there it is. I was like, yeah, didn't I have more stuff? I don't think I need this no more. I can probably put most of this junk away. See how much easier your inventory is? Alright, cool. Taking a nap. Alright, so let's get that going again. And try not to die this time. I think I'm going to break it before I climb up there again. Because it's going to... The problem is you're being pushed by the belt. And then you go to walk forward. And then, oh, suddenly you're on top because of step assist. So, be aware. Be very aware. So throwing that on there looks pretty cool. And if we looked at the crushing wheel on Ponder again, it gives us an idea of how to automate it, which, you know, one of my favorite things about this mod. So you can totally just feed belts into it. So it looks like just placing that dude right next to it would be a good way to go. So let's get one of these placed right here-ish, but not in that direction. Now where did you go? Yeah. Nope, not that either. Where did you go? You are tricky to place on, sir. There you go. That's what you want. Cool. Now, if I put you here, would you be able to get up to there? Maybe? Nope, one too high. One too high. Rip. Rip. I was hoping, but that's okay. You know, we could do it from the other side, though. Ain't nothing that says you have to do it on the left side. Close. Yeah, one too high. You would think that that would be doable, though. Yeah, I don't love that. Though, in fairness, that actually might work out. Because we could do that. And even though it clips through, it's okay. I think it looks better if it's going to go from the top. But we could totally have the chest here. Right? And the andesite funnel like this. And then if you're spinning the right direction... This is all making things spin with belts. See, I haven't done any belt spinnies, and this is the episode where we make a giant belt mess. So you're going the opposite direction that we want, so we want to, you guessed it, gearbox it. Cool. Now any items that go in here will be sucked onto the belt, dropped into the andesite funnel, ground, if the grinder's enabled, and then turned into gravel. Look at that! How cool is that? So we can throw like a whole stack of cobblestone in here, and it'll all make its way up. Now, in fairness, we could absolutely turn this into a brass funnel. Did I have any leftover brass funnels, or did I make all of them? Well, I thought I had some left over, but maybe I'm crazy. But we could totally make that a brass funnel and pull out more than one item at a time. But, hey, that's pretty neat, right? I like it. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. I really, really kind of do. So, yeah, we will probably use this crushing wheel for quite a few things going forward. Alright, so I feel like that's a pretty good wrapping up point for this episode. We covered most of what I wanted to cover for the intro to Create stuff. We're going to, like I said, take a break, because I don't like to do the same mod for too long. People kind of generally like to mix it up a little bit, keep it entertaining. So we'll be back to Create, don't worry. We're not completely done with it. There's more to do. There's more to check out. But what I want to do is take a little break for now and check out some other things. So one of the mods that we added to the pack recently, which I've heard good things about, is Hex. And I've been meaning to check this out. So it's a magic-based mod in which you can draw patterns in a hexagonal grid, and it looks interesting, and I'm very curious to try it out and see what it's capable of. I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't looked into this yet because, like, I want to... Sometimes with mods, there's two approaches I take when I'm playing. Sometimes I want to know everything about them so that when I start the video, it's a tutorial and you guys learn start to finish how the mod works. Sometimes I like to experience a mod from scratch, and you guys get to see what it's like for me to, you know, experience it fresh, not know what it's about, and just kind of like, hey, this is neat. Let me learn it with you guys. So that's what I'm going to do with Hex. I'm gonna come in fresh. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how it works. I've just heard that it's really cool from multiple friends. So that's what we're going to work on next episode. We're going to unlock Hex through the Hex notebook. We're going to experience together what this mod's all about, and then, you know, we'll see how that goes for a couple episodes. Should be fun. All I know is it needs amethyst, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out, for sure. Anyway, Darwell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time to play more with this mod. Check out Hex. and then we'll go from there. There's still lots of things to see and do. I should get an applied energistics or refined storage system at some point. And before I do that, I should probably decide which one I'm going to do, because I haven't decided yet. A lot of people want me to do applied energistics because it kind of got a complete revamp. There's a bunch of changes to it. I don't know how much, but it sounds like there's a lot going on. So yeah, we'll see. I might do that one. Also because, you know, channels are fun for me. And refined storage is obviously a really good option too. I might try both and see which one I want, you know, / prefer. So for now, wrapping up point, Direwolf 20, signing off. Take it easy.